Recording.
Good day, everyone. Thank you for taking the time to listen to our research presentation entitled The Impact of Coaching Leadership Style on the Life Skills and Decision Making of UST Badminton and Judo Student Athletes. Together with my co-members, Al Edric A. Codera, Geneva A. Consigna, Marfe B. De Castro, Stephanie T. Dinglasan, and John Joseph N. Escobar. Now, for our background of the study, so sports allows the development of attributes that can be applied in various life aspects. Furthermore, individuals sports teach individuals a variety of skills ranging from fundamental techniques to decision making and essential life skills. They play a crucial role in personal development, fostering attributes such as resilience, commitment, and discipline, which can be applied in various aspects of life beyond athletics. Also, coaches and their leadership style plays a significant role in the development of life skills and decision-making of athletes beyond sports. Like training sessions involve not only fundamental skills, but also soft skills such as interpersonal communication, active listening, leadership, and empathy, which are often taught indirectly. So coaching leadership styles are developed under Cheladerai and Saleh in 1978, which composed of training and development, autocratic, autocratic leadership, democratic leadership, social support leadership, and positive feedback leadership. For our theoretical framework, self-determination theory by Deci and Ryan in 1985. It is the ability to make choices and manage one's life. Under this, under the SDT theory is autonomy, mastery, social interaction. It is uh, developed by Warner 2017, which is the main effect model. For our research design, we use quantitative descriptive correlation. Now for our description of the respondents, this study will examine how coaching leadership styles have influenced the life skills and decision-making abilities of student athletes on the UST badminton team and judo teams. Both male and female participants must be currently enrolled during the data gathering period in the first term of AI 2024 to 2025 and include only college, undergraduate, and graduate student athletes. High school participants will not be included. And at least 1 year of being a member of the team, regardless of gender. So for our presentation and analysis of results, for table 3, which is the what are the respondents' perceived leadership style of their coach. So shown in the table 3, the results of the two sports individually, it is seen that of all the badminton respondents' responses, their highest perceived coaching leadership style is positive feedback, with an average score of 3.56, with 5 being the maximum. On the other hand, the judo responses obtain training and instruction as the perceived coaching leadership style with an average score of 4.55 out of 5. The overall perceived leadership style among the two teams is training and instruction, with the average score of 4.12 with 5 being the maximum. In discussing the overall results of the badminton respondents, positive feedback may be the perceived coaching leadership style, as coaches tend to stand alongside the athletes during competitions and communicate their judgments while the match is ongoing. This does help to boost the performance of the athletes as they are constantly being told if they have done well. Land in 1996 mentioned that providing feedback in the form of verbal cueing facilitates the performance of the task. It enhances attention and provides visual information that may not be available through visual observation. While Lee et al. 1993 stated that feedback is typically verbal in the form of positive, non-specific evaluative statements. Now for table number 4, what are the respondents' perceived life skills? So shown in the table number 4, the overall mean score of the perceived life skills of the UST badminton and judo student athletes were determined as a whole, showing the following results of the badminton team with the mean score of 4.62 and the judo team with a 4.85 mean score. Both teams showcased that their perceived life skills were highly developed since they have their different experiences and they come from a variety of teams, adapting and absorbing each life skills that they can possess for their own development as an individual. Holland 2012 stated that sport has the power to develop character when properly designed. Sports can also play an important role in promoting healthy development and well-being. Now for our table number 5, what are the respondents' perceived decision making? As shown in the table 5, the mean average score of the respondents based on their answers to the question is presented. Overall, the perceived decision making has a mean score of 8.39, with 9 being the maximum score from the responses of athletes in both sports. The results indicate that the respondents have a strong foundation in decision making even as adolescents. Wolf 2012 believes that decision making during adolescence is relevant to their capacity for critical thinking, abstract and systematic reasoning, which provides adolescents with the ability to imagine future outcomes, allowing them to determine the consequences of their actions. Given that they are student athletes, some of whom are from rural areas, being independent and confident in making decisions is considered natural for them, as they live far from their families and cannot always rely on them. The badminton team has a mean score of 8.57, which falls under the interpretation of important. This score is derived from the items in the questionnaire, with the highest mean score of being 8.82. The highest score corresponds to 5 questions with the same result. A factor that may affect this result is the nature of the sport, as badminton athletes need to have fast and effective decision-making skills, given the fast-paced environment of the game. In contrast, the judo team scored a mean score of 8.30 based on the responses from the questionnaire. One question is, when I make an important decision, it is essential to take the goals of the group into account. Received the highest mean score of 8.67, given that the judo athletes compete individually. This result may reflect how they prioritize decisions that impact the entire team, as their success relies on accumulating points across various weight categories to win the championship. In the indicator of perceived decision making, it is notable that it is essential to compare results with management display. A mean score of 7.27 for badminton, while for judo is 8.286. This shows that judo is more concerned about money spending than badminton.
And for our next research question, does the perceived coaching leadership style has an impact to the respondents' life skills? Table 6 shows correlation coefficient determined for training and instructions is negative 0.03. This value falls between negative and 0. Hence, it indicates a perfect inverse relationship with the respondent's life skills. Obtained p-values for this computation are all greater than 0.05. Therefore, results are determined to be not statistically significant. These results determine that hypotheses 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are all rejected. It indicates that there is no correlation between the coach's leadership style on the life skills of UST badminton team. It was demonstrated that a coach is one of the most influential people in a student athlete's life. However, because badminton is an individual sport, it allows students to develop their independence and personal growth. So their life skills will not be affected by their coach's leadership style. Meanwhile, for USC Judo, the results are still the same. The coach's leadership style does not have an impact to the life skills of USD Judo student athletes. Even though Judo is a combative martial art that necessitates proper coaching, both and off the mats, the results are the same in badminton. The life skills of USD Judo student athletes are still more influenced by personal experiences, training challenges, and years of practice than by the leadership style of the coaches. The frequency of training time may also be a factor, as judo trains for just 2 to 3 hours a day, and the engagement of coaches and athletes is limited, causing them to have less of an impact on the judo team. Next. The next research question is, does the perceived coaching leadership style has an impact on the respondents' decision making? The results determine that the respondents' overall perceived coaching leadership style is training and instructions. Shown in Table 7, the correlation coefficients obtained for training and instructions is between 0 and less than 0.4. Hence, both variables have a weak positive correlation. Therefore, hypotheses 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 are all rejected as all obtained p-values are greater than 0.05. Next. Our last research question is there a correlation between life skills and decision making? Table 8 shows a value of 0.358 between life skills and decision making, given a low positive correlation between life skills and decision making. There is a weak positive relationship between the two variables. As a result, it can be concluded that the hypothesis 11 is rejected, and life skills and decision making has no significance because of its p-value that is greater than 0.05. Study concluded that the significant difference in decision-making abilities between the variables highlights a potential influence of environmental factors on decision-making skills. So, there is no effect of life skills on their decision-making. For conclusion, to summarize this research, study has successfully acquired results in recognizing the impacts of coaching leadership styles on the life skills and decision-making of the UST badminton and judo student athletes. The overall perceived leadership style of the target respondents is training and instruction. Individually, badminton respondents obtained positive feedback, while the judo respondents obtained training instruction. Next. For the recommendation, the researchers recommend that despite the coaching leadership styles having no impact on both life skills and decision-making of USC badminton and judo student athletes, it is still important to be knowledgeable of the different domains of coaching leadership styles. In addition to this, although life skills and decision-making is not statistically correlated, improving these aspects individually may still help athletes improve their performance and daily lives. Understanding the domains of the coaching leadership styles may help coaches to have a basis on the types of coaching styles that they may incorporate in their coaching methods. Aside from this, the researchers recommend the institute and organizations to have a more specific screening process when it comes to employing new members of the coaching staff, especially if the institution aims for a specific coaching leadership style for their athletes to be raised in. Lastly, the researchers made the following recommendations to future researchers, which are the following. Make use of a larger sample size for a better overview of the perceived coaching leadership styles, life skills, and decision-making. They may also collaborate with different universities or different sports teams within the University of Santo Tomas to test the subjectivity of perceived coaching styles of the different athletes. Researchers also suggest that future researchers utilize a different medium for data gathering, whether it is a translated version of the questionnaire for better understanding or a different scale targeting on a different life component. Lastly, the researchers suggest that future researchers can expand this study by incorporating the different components of life skills and decision-making rather than analyzing it as a whole. Lennox?
Once again, on behalf of my co-members, we want to say thank you for your time and effort for listening. We are the graduating students from the University of Santo Tomas, Institute of Physical Education and Athletics, major in Fitness and Sports Management Department. Once again, thank you.